welcome to Torqued Up Off-Road. Today we're going to do a full chicken shine clean on this machine. That means we're going to use the cleaner, the shampoo, the blue shine, and the white shine. As you can tell, this machine's pretty dirty. We went to Tall Pines for the Frosty Pines, and we had a lot of fun, but we went through a lot of mud, ice, dirt, snow, you name it. If you can tell, the front end's fairly clean from going through a lot of the water, but the back end took the brunt of the mud. So what we're gonna do today is in a few stages. The first one, I'm just gonna clean this with water. I am gonna use a nozzle I just bought. It kind of spins when it cleans, helps clean it up a little bit. No soap, no degreaser, nothing. The first thing we're gonna do is just do a quick rinse on this. So let me do that, and then we'll start the next step. If you don't have one of these turbo nozzles, for $10 on Amazon, take a look at this. Sounds like a fighter jet taking off. For $10, it saves you a lot of back and forth. It spins in a circle and does a really good job. Just don't get too close with it. But we're gonna rinse this whole thing off just to get the major mud off of it. We're not gonna go crazy. We'll be right back. All right, so I did a very quick clean. If you haven't gotten one of those turbo nozzles, I also removed all the panels out. Anything removable, I'll take out now. Trying to get to all the areas that are caked in mud and stuff. If you haven't gotten one of those turbo nozzles, that was the first time I really used one. For many years, I just regular pressure washed it. Save yourself the trouble. Spend $10 on Amazon if you're using a power washer. Get a turbo nozzle. That thing knocks the mud right off it. You're not sitting there fighting it, trying to get the mud to come off. It'll knock it all off. Obviously, it's not going to clean it. It's not fully dry. I'm trying to let this dry in between videos so you can see what's left behind, obviously. But it's not fully dry, but you can see there's residue all over everything still. You can see in the wheel wells and stuff like that. I'm also doing some other things during these videos, so if when I pair them up something looks different, I'm doing some work on it too as I let it dry in between coats of step process of the chicken shine, so that'll be why. But we'll let this finish drying a little more, and then we'll move on to the next step, or the first step, which would be the cleanser. That's the red stuff from chicken shine, and I'll let you know once we get started on that. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna find spots with residue like this. We're gonna get our red chicken shine cleanser. We're just gonna spray, make this more of a fan pattern. Trying to make this a fan here. Just gonna spray those spots. We're gonna let it sit for a minute or two. So I'm gonna work in small areas. The key is not to let this stuff dry on. Spray some of these boots, work some of this dirt off of here. Spots that are hard to reach, give it a little shot. I am gonna scrub a little bit with a little bit of a scrubber and some hot water or warm water. And I'm just gonna work my way around the machine. Anywhere I find dirt, I'm gonna spray it down. I'm just gonna wipe it down. We're not gonna use soaps or anything else right now. We're just gonna try to get the most of the mud off. So I'll go around the machine and do this. You know, the spots you see residue on it. But you don't wanna get too far ahead of yourself. Like I said, you don't wanna let this stuff dry, and it really only needs to sit for a minute or two before it's ready to go. And this stuff will help lift that mud right off the machine. So I'll just do a little squirts here and there, maybe work on a quarter of the machine at a time and walk around. You can choose to skip the scrubbing part. I'm detailing this because it's about to go in a showroom. So we're gonna We're gonna just quick hand scrub it down, and then we'll get to the soap after. So I'll work my way around the machine, and then I'll let it dry, and we'll go from there. Just to show you the pure power of Chicken Shine, the cleaner. I just sprayed it on here, and I did not put any water or anything on. All I did was spray it on, and you can literally see the mud begin to melt out of the plastic. You obviously can't see it very well on the camel, but on the white, it's pretty apparent. That's no scrubbing or nothing. Now obviously I'm scrubbing this as I'm doing it, because I'm trying to get this showroom clean. But that shows you the lifting power of that red stuff, the red cleaner. Alright, before I move on to some other things, like the little stuff, I've done the whole quad now, or side by side. A few things I wanted to mention. Don't forget about your little compartments, you know, come up here, your radiators, your seats. That cleanser does great for pulling that mud. It pulls it out of the plastics, it pulls it out of the materials. It even pulls it out of your radiator. I know you guys are like, yeah, I sprayed my radiator, it looks great. Yeah, except for when you take a pressure washer, you stand about 4 feet back and you hold it there and just let it do its thing, and pure mud comes out of the bottom. Your radiator is your number one thing to keep your quad from overheating. If it's jam-packed full of mud, even in the front if it looks clean, if all your fins are full of mud, you're gonna overheat on the trails, and then you're gonna have a problem. The other thing is your seats. You like your seats nice? If you got black seats, I got white stitching on mine. Put a little Chicken Shine on it. That stitching turns back white again, okay? That stitching was brown as brown could be. I've tried all the cleaners I do, my degreasers, all that stuff. That stitching never comes out white. Look at it now. Stands right out. I mean, that Chicken Shine does some crazy things. Obviously, the inside of this quad's still wet because I just finished the quad, but that stuff does some crazy stuff. You've seen on the plastic, it pulls the mud out. You see in the radiator, spray your radiator, let it sit for 5 minutes, then spray it with some water. Watch the water come out. Watch your winch line. Spray your winch line down. You want to test it out? Spray it down. Then spray it down with some water. That winch line was brown as brown could be. Okay? It pulls that stuff right out. Comes out of the plastics, comes out of everything. So, you want to make it easier on yourself? Get you some Chicken Shine cleanser. You want to make it harder on yourself? Scrub a bunch more. And it still won't look clean. But I'll show you some of these seats over here. Here's a good one. The seat is nasty. You always get mud stains in it. Everything else, that all stains and everything. We're gonna spray this down with some Chicken Shine. We're gonna give it a little hand scrub, then we're gonna rinse it off. That stuff will be black as black can be, just like brand new. Get yourself some Chicken Shine. So these are the back of those seats. As you can see, there's no mud staining left in them. They're white. Now, you guys ever spent all day cleaning and then you realize your seat belt after it dried was nothing but dried in mud? Use that Chicken Shine and scrub it during the cleansing process. Don't scrub it during the shampoo process as much if you're using a foam cannon. Spend your time doing the cleansing process. That's when you're pulling all the dirt out and all the mud stains out. I mean, look at that, white stitching. Tall Pines mud, if you guys don't know, is sand mainly, and it stains. If you let that stuff sit for too long, it'll stain right on there. There's nothing more frustrating than spending hours cleaning your buggy, making sure everything looks nice. The next morning you walk out to look at your buggy, and guess what it looks like? Looks like you've sprayed it off and never used anything on it. I'll tell you what, this Chicken Shine pulls the stains out. I've never had a seat where the stain just pulled right out of it. You spray that Chicken Shine on, let it sit for 3, 4, 5 minutes. You start scrubbing it just a little bit. All you gotta do is agitate it. That stuff comes right out. It literally falls right out of there. There's no better feeling than watching that mud come out as you're washing it down after. Just watching that mud come right out. As you're rinsing it, more mud's gonna keep coming. The seats, they just kept bleeding mud. Because all those years, that mud just stayed in there. That degreaser didn't take it out. All the other stuff I used didn't take it out. Chicken Shine took it out. I'll tell you that. Chicken Shine took it out. All right. Step 2 is Chicken Shine shampoo. Now your best bet to do is get yourself a foam cannon. Any foam cannon will do. Put the Chicken Shine shampoo in there straight, no dilution. Just pour the Chicken Shine in and foam down the buggy. I'll get it started, and then I'll show you how nice the foam is. And we might give her a little scrub on some of the body panels, but for the most part, I'm not really gonna touch it. I did all my touching with the cleanser. That's the whole point of doing it with the cleanser. So, I'll be right back. I have a little bit left here, but I just want to show you. You want to have a nice foam on it. This foam cannon's kind of going, but it's been doing all right, and it's got a nice lemon scent. But you're gonna want a nice even foam. I mean, this thing puts a nice foam on everything. And you're gonna let that sit for a little while. Foam down the whole thing at once, unless you're working in the sun. Other than that, let it sit. Rinse it off. Chicken Shine shampoo. It's that easy. Alright, anything you missed with the cleanser, you'll get with the shampoo. I said I was going to scrub it, but I didn't end up scrubbing it at all. And she looks very clean. Obviously, I haven't put shine on yet. I'm going to let it dry a little bit. Then I'll put the shine on. But I'd say looks a lot better than it did. I'm doing some other things in the meantime. Oil change, air filter, greasing it up. So once this dries up a little more, I'll put the shine on and we'll see what she looks like. We got blue shine for the outside, that's silicone. So that's gonna be your more residue, kind of sticky, dust sticks to it a little bit, but it really shines them plastics up. And then on the inside, we have the white stuff. That's gonna be all water-based. So that's going not to leave that greasy film. You'll be able to spray it on your steering wheel, your seats, everything like that. It'll shine it up nice, but it won't leave a greasy film behind. That'll be next. Alright, so we're ready to apply our shiner. This is the blue Chicken Shine shiner. This is going to be for the exterior. This is going to be a silicone based shiner. So what I do is I put that in one of these guns, a little Harbor Freight sprayer gun. It says HVLP 29 PSI. They're like, I don't know, 20 bucks, something like that from Harbor Freight. All it's going to do, once the shine starts, it's just going to put out a mist. As you can see, you can use the spray bottle and go around and put it on. I mean, that's where it just sprayed right there, so you can see the difference, right? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go around and mist the whole thing. Like I said, you can use a spray bottle, but you're gonna use a whole bunch extra, and you're gonna spray everything on the outside. You can spray your suspension, your wheels down, everything down, and then you're gonna go through with a rag, and you're just gonna quickly wipe it in. So you'll see how dull it is there. That's where that little bit of shine went. You can see the difference already. So I'm gonna go through and do this whole machine from the outside, and then I'll show you what it looks like. All right, all I did was wipe it in real quick. You can use it like a tire shine, it brings those tires out. All I did was the outside of the machine. But as you can tell, all the scratches from tree limbs and all that stuff on the plastic doors, it all disappears. Our stuff looks brand new. Looks like it just came off the showroom floor. Gives it that nice shine on it. It's got a nice sheen to it. You don't have to wipe it off. It will get drippy, but it'll kind of blend in over time. I prefer wiping it off. If you were lazy, I guess you can get away with not wiping it off. But, I mean, that stuff, it's similar to SC1. You pay a lot for a can of SC1. $10, and I used to go through 3 cans to do this, so that was $30 in SC1 to do this. I didn't even go through a full bottle, and I sprayed quite a bit on it. I was going a little extra. Like I said, this thing's going to be sitting on a showroom floor, so I want it to look brand new. But there's where it is. We'll start with the white stuff on the inside. So this is the Chicken Shine white stuff. This is going to be the interior detailer. You can put it in the same way. Like I said, it's going to be a non-greasy formula, so I'm going to just spray this all over the inside of the machine, and then I'm going to wipe it in, and I'll show you what it looks like. Pretty simple though. Spray it on the seats, spray it on the floor, spray it on everything. If you get it on the windows, just use a glass cleaner. clean the windows back off. Other than that, it'll make the inside look really nice. Let's see what it looks like. Alright, so that white stuff made that inside look detailed up. Just hit it quick with a rag. Shines that up real nice. You'll see some water spots or some drip spots here. That was from me. That stuff all kind of fade out. I didn't really wipe it in that well. I was trying to get out of here. But if you'd asked me what my favorite chicken shine product was, I'd tell you the white stuff. Alright, stay tuned for more. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe and like.